Back when the ancient gods were running the show, there lived a powerful Sumerian king named Gilgamesh. He was the big-time ruler of the bustling city of Uruk in Mesopotamia. But what kind of life did he live? And why do we still remember him today? Let's explore the epic of Gilgamesh, or what's now become humanity's first epic. Now, this guy wasn't a typical king. Oh, no. He was a demigod, the offspring of the priest king Lugalbanda and the goddess Ninsun. Gilgamesh was a standout kind of creature, towering over everyone else, boasting incredible looks and some serious muscles to boot. But there's always a but. Despite his godlike status, Gilgamesh wasn't immortal. Nope. He had a lifespan, just like the rest of us. On top of that, this dude had quite the ego and acted like a proud and haughty tyrant. With no one daring to challenge him, he went on a power trip. He insisted that the people idolize him and even ordered the construction of monuments in his honor. Plus, he didn't discriminate when it came to the ladies. Whether noble or married, if a woman caught his eye, he went for it. As time went on, the people in the city of Uruk weren't feeling too fond of their king. They started to dislike him more and more. When they sent up prayers to the gods, they pleaded for some relief from Gilgamesh's harshness and inappropriate behavior. Luckily, the big celestial god Anu took notice and felt sorry for the humans. He decided to do something about it and asked Aruru, the goddess of vegetation, to create a rival for Gilgamesh. Aruru got to work and crafted a unique being named Enkidu out of clay. He was a mix of man and animal, with a hairy, primitive look and bull's horns on the head. Enkidu lived out in the wild, acting like an animal in the woods and plains of Sumer, grazing on grass next to gazelles, sipping water from rivers, and even chilling with lions. All the animals respected and followed Enkidu. He became their guardian. The catch? He was pretty clueless about dealing with us humans. So, there's this buzz going around about a big, tough guy in town, and who else but Gilgamesh wants to check it out? He's curious, right? So, he decides to send Shamhat, a priestess from the Temple of Uruk, to learn more about this mystery man. Now the plan? To lure him in and, shake off that purity granted by the goddess. But here's the twist. When Shamhat meets this dude Enkidu, she's in for a surprise. He's just as impressive as Gilgamesh, and surprise, surprise, she falls head over heels for him. Fast forward 7 days and 7 nights, and Enkidu's gone from wild thing to Mr. Civilized. Guess what? A big wedding is in the works in Uruk. But like clockwork, Gilgamesh shows up demanding dibs on the bride before the big day. But hold on. Enkidu, guided by Shamhat, swoops in. Now, you've got these two titans, Gilgamesh and Enkidu, throwing down in a heated argument. Finally, someone gives Gilgamesh a taste of his own medicine, and man, does it make him mad. So the rest, smelling trouble, decided to play it safe and cleared out, leaving the two big shots. Gilgamesh and Enkidu face off. And guess what? Gilgamesh wasted no time throwing the first punch. These heavyweights went at it for a whopping 7 days, wrecking houses like it was going out of style. Each punch they landed could take down 5 human warriors, but no one was backing down. And surprisingly, in the chaos, they started admiring each other. Finally, Gilgamesh landed a killer blow, knocking Enkidu down. But get this, instead of finishing him off, Gilgamesh extended a helping hand. They were both pretty stoked about the epic showdown and ended up becoming friends. And from that day forward, Gilgamesh turned over a new leaf, became a fairer king, and stopped messing with his people. The dynamic duo, Gilgamesh and Enkidu, hit the road, exploring unknown lands, taking down monsters, and dealing with all sorts of heroes. But here's the thing. Gilgamesh couldn't shake the thought that time was catching up to them. So the duo decided to immortalize their names, and Gilgamesh sent Enkidu on a mission to the cedar forest. Why? Because lurking there was Humbaba, a demon so terrifying even the gods were scared. So get this, Humbaba was this forest-dwelling demon who never bothered anyone. He wasn't out there causing a ruckus. But when Gilgamesh and Enkidu rolled up, he had to defend himself. The moment they laid eyes on this creature, they were scared stiff. It was like nothing they'd ever seen. To shake off the fear, Gilgamesh took a swing at Humbaba with his trusty axe. It took a few tries, but he managed to land a hit, and then Enkidu came in with a spear to finish the job. But, oh boy, Humbaba didn't go down without a fight. As he kicked the bucket, he cursed Gilgamesh and Enkidu, predicting that one of them would bite the dust as payback. Now, despite their big accomplishment, the gods weren't thrilled about Humbaba's death. Still, Gilgamesh and Enkidu strutted back to Uruk, ready to throw a party. But, guess what? The celebration got a surprise guest. Ishtar, the goddess of love, beauty, war, and fertility. She was all impressed by Gilgamesh's good looks and strength and decided she wanted him as her lover. Smooth, right? Well, not so fast. Gilgamesh wasn't falling for it. He knew about Ishtar's track record. All her past lovers had met gruesome ends. He rejected her advances, and Ishtar was furious. Hold on. It gets crazier. Ishtar begged her dad, the big shot god Anu, for some backup. She wanted the most powerful creature to take down Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Anu listened and sent the bull of heaven down to earth, bringing along 7 years of bad vibes like famine, hurricanes, and earthquakes. The people in Uruk were in trouble and begged Gilgamesh and Enkidu to take down this massive celestial beast. It was a face-off between the two demigods and a mighty divine bull that rocked the entire Mesopotamian scene. Gilgamesh and Enkidu, they didn't mess around. They whipped out the same weapons that did in the demon Humbaba, tag-teamed to knock out the bull of heaven. And just to rub it in, Gilgamesh chopped off one of the bull's legs and tossed it at Ishtar's feet, who was observing from afar. Not a fan, to say the least. The whole god squad rebelled against Gilgamesh and Enkidu, thinking it was punishment time. After some divine discussions, the gods decided Enkidu had to bite the dust. Why? Because he held the bull of heaven by the horns, letting Gilgamesh land the final blow. Well, fast forward a bit, and Enkidu got super sick, realizing death was knocking at his door. Gilgamesh, not ready to lose his best bud, called in the top-tier doctors. But sadly, there was no cure. Enkidu kicked the bucket in pain, losing his marbles in Gilgamesh's arms. Gilgamesh wept like there was no tomorrow for days on end. So when Enkidu bit the dust, Gilgamesh got a major reality check. But wait, before we get into what he did next after that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Divine Chronicles for more content like this. The fear of the end started creeping in, and he went on a quest for the Holy Grail, the secret to living forever and bringing Enkidu back from the other side. Off he went, trekking through mountains and deserts like a man on a mission, hoping to track down Utnapishtim, the dude who survived the Great Flood and scored some God-given immortality. Guided by the boatman Urshanabi, Gilgamesh braved a massive lake of poison water to finally reach Utnapishtim's crib. But guess what? Utnapishtim dropped the bomb. only the gods upstairs could hand out eternal life. Bummer. But hold on. There was a silver lining. There was a miraculous plant in the sea capable of giving anyone who eats it a serious youth boost. Gilgamesh dove in and got the plant. But here's where things went south. After a refreshing bath to wash off the journey grime, disaster struck. A sneaky snake, lured in by the plant's sweet smell, scarfed it down. Gilgamesh was too late, left staring at the snake's shed skin. So, Gilgamesh, accepting his fate, headed back to Uruk, and for the first time, he saw his city for what it was, a masterpiece. His legacy as a stand-up king became his shot at immortality. To make sure the story lived on, Gilgamesh wrote it down on clay tablets, eternally immortalizing his, Enkidu's, and their epic adventures. That is a wrap on this legendary saga. But if you want to learn about some more mythological legends, make sure to click on this next video.